We are particularly interested, obviously, in the post-war situation and just what is being done for people who were displaced, who were injured and otherwise affected by the war, which of course really covers the whole country. We have certainly discussed this with some of those involved, questions about the funding implications of some of these projects, where that funding will be available from, and if it's loan funding, what are the costs, what are the repayment implications, and that those are issues as well that we've discussed with parliamentarians and others about the need for clear tendering procedures, the need for parliamentary oversight to see just how those particular plans are delivered. In terms for what is the roadmap, what's the planning for the presence of the military and how that will be handled in the oncoming months and years. Obviously we can understand why at the present point you have the military engaged maybe in skills they didn't know they had, but in sort of resettlement projects and so on and so forth. We wanted to we feel it's important that people are clear about where the role of the military stops and the role of civil society begins, not least in terms of the responsibility of the police for issues around law and order. And we discussed that this morning with the Defence Secretary, who was very clear with us that Tamil-speaking police are being recruited, that there are measures in place there to ensure that it is the police that will be dealing in future with law and order. We also want to be clear, I think, that it's also civil society that will be dealing with issues around housing allocation or whatever else it may be. There is a willingness to ensure that we do move to a situation which is not just post-war, but is an ongoing peace settlement and a peaceful future for all the people of Sri Lanka. Because there is a lot that this nation can be proud of in terms not only of its history, but its active parliament, other institutions and a growing sort of role in the world. But those will be very much enhanced, we feel, by the development of a real, genuine peace process in which everybody in Sri Lanka can feel they have a part to play in the future of this country. Well, this is part of the complexity of the European Union. The Parliament is, in the past, has not been the one directly concerned with GSP plus, the terms and conditions of granting or whatever. We're in the process in the Parliament now of reviewing the whole of the GSP plus procedure, whatever country and whatever in the terms and conditions. And we'd very much hoped that the parliamentarian responsible for that would have been with us on this delegation, but unfortunately he wasn't able to come. So while we've had some discussions about that, our understanding, certainly from what the government was saying to us, is that for them this is now a closed book. They are not intending to put in a further application for a reopening of GSP plus, and indeed what we were having more of a discussion about was what other measures might be there in terms of assistance for business, for small and medium-sized enterprises, for other forms of investment, other forms of development, and indeed sort of assistance on the training and skills side, marketing skills, in order to help that sort of development. So that, as I say, was made very clear to us that for the government, this is a closed book. Right, let's move on and let's develop a relationship on a different basis.